Season 3 starts right after the events of the movie, and there is no mention whatsoever of the movie. I know at the end, Selena Gomez wiped most people's memories, but she remembers it, and her twink brother remembers it at the end of the movie, but they make no mention of it whatsoever. They just go on acting like this is not continuous with the movie, which I guess is a traditional thing for Disney Channel movies. I think there is some sort of production reason why they did that, and this is not unique to Wizards of Waverly Place. But forget the movie ever existed. I don't forget it existed, but apparently we as viewers are supposed to. So in this episode, Selena Gomez's twink brother is annoyed that Selena Gomez keeps going through his stuff in his room. She went in there to go get something, and she was messing around with his stuff. And so what he decides to do is he's going to make a... basically, he's emulating Frankenstein's monster. He makes this girl, and he just calls her Frankengirl. And they decide, when she's talking to other people, that her name is Frankie Stein. So, yeah, it's a little bit transparent. Basically, her purpose is to prevent Selena Gomez from going into his bedroom. So she goes in there to go mess with something. I don't even remember what. But she encounters this Frankengirl, and Harper's with her. So she and Harper figure out a way to undo the programming that he's put into her, because I guess he did a computer program. And all they have to do is make her, the Frankengirl, say the words Control-Alt-Delete. And that reboots her whole program. And so that's what they do. They just say Control-Alt-Delete, and then she just passes out, and then they go around looking through stuff. And Selena Gomez's twin brother comes and catches them, and what he decides to do is to get back at her, is he is going to reprogram the Frankengirl to be Selena Gomez's best friend, which he knows will be a huge annoyance. So the Frankengirl is following her around and trying to be best friends at school and everything. So her twin brother convinces Frankengirl to try out for the cheerleading team and bring Selena Gomez along to do it. When this happens, Selena Gomez finds out that Harper is on the cheerleading team, which she never knew before, because she is so self-centered that she is oblivious to the extracurricular activities that her best friend does. Like Mrs. Hernandez tells Rebecca Bunch, Selena Gomez is so caught up in the narcissist pond of her bewitching self that she doesn't even notice what's going on around her with other people's lives. So Selena Gomez finds this out, and Harper's like, yeah, I stay here after school every day to do cheerleading, but the only reason you're ever at school after school is detention. So that little inconsistency gets written off as Selena Gomez is just not paying attention to her best friend. But she tries out, and in the tryouts, Frankengirl ruins everything. She injures everybody except Selena Gomez and Harper. So they end up doing a cheer routine that's Selena Gomez, Harper, and Frankengirl. And it goes just how you would expect. Selena Gomez's twin brother has been vindicated through this and is like, ha, I got exactly what I wanted. So he's recording it on his flip phone, which takes you back, doesn't it? The quality of the videos was just absolutely fantastic on those flip phones. But he records it. It's funny. She's terrible and gets injured. The end. Selena Gomez's twin brother got his revenge, and we learn that Selena Gomez is so self-centered that she doesn't even notice her best friend's extracurricular activities. Episode 2 is Halloween. So every year, Selena Gomez's twink brother makes a haunted house at their sub shop. And Selena Gomez finds it extremely boring because he tries to teach moralistic lessons through it. So his idea for this year's is that he wants to show how playing video games instead of doing your homework will ruin your life. So he has it planned where there will be an interactive experience where you decide to play video games instead of doing your homework, and then you end up being a high school dropout, and you end up failing at all of your endeavors in life and going to prison, etc. Which, this sounds like a very, very scary haunted house, and I admire Selena Gomez's twin brother a lot. You know, I'm kind of, is it getting hot in here? Too bad he's still a twink. For now. But the Waverly Place Merchants Association comes along and tells them, oh no, you can't do any of these boring haunted houses anymore. You have to do one that's actually scary. If you don't this year, we will ban you from ever having a haunted house again. Which, how the fuck does the Waverly Place Merchants Association have that kind of authority? What is this organization? Is it governmental? Or do they have power over permitting or zoning or anything? But everybody is terrified of what the Merchants Association will do. So they assign Selena Gomez the task of making an actually scary one. So she goes down into the ghost world, which apparently there's a ghost world, underneath the cemetery. So she digs down underneath the cemetery and is talking to ghosts and bringing ones back. But they don't want Selena Gomez's mom to find out about it, of course. So they're doing the boring ones. And they pick lame-ass ones. One of them has skeleton fingers and doesn't really do anything. She tries to knit but can't because of her skeleton fingers. Ow. It's stupid ghosts. And they come back and they have this all planned out. And Selena Gomez's mom sees and is like, this is not scary. You need to make it scary. Use magic to make it scary. And Selena Gomez's mom is usually the one who's like, no, 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 not under any circumstances. But this time she's like, oh yeah, make it scary. So they go back, they get different ghosts. It works out eventually, even though it still is a pretty stupid thing. Actually, it ends up being too scary, and they still get banned from having their haunted house again. So, no, Merchants Association can be fickle and tyrannical. I think that's the lesson of this episode. In episode 3, Selena Gomez's twink brother has mastered his 5,000th spell. And so now he no longer has to do regular wizard lessons. He has to do independent study after this point. And Selena Gomez is like way, way, way behind on that. And her little brother is even further behind than Selena Gomez. So they're like, well, if we're ever going to catch up, we're going to have to make some changes here because we're going to lose the wizard competition, and our twink brother is going to end up being the family wizard. Well, again, this is after the movie. In the movie, Selena Gomez and her twink brother participated in the wizard competition. They remember it, and Selena Gomez won. But it is assumed here in this episode that Selena Gomez stands absolutely no chance unless she changes course and becomes a better wizard. And Selena Gomez's little brother is like, fuck that, I don't even think I stand a chance unless I sabotage him. So Selena Gomez's twin brother goes on his independent study. And so he has several different programs that he can decide on. He ends up deciding that he wants to be a wizard hunter. It's action and it's doing good for the community. And Selena Gomez makes a pretty sick burn. She says that, well, if he does that program, he will have to round up his ex-girlfriends. Solid burn. He's dated a centaur, he's dated a werewolf, he has dated a vampire. I don't remember him breaking up with the vampire, but maybe they did, or I forgot about it. I don't know. I forget things all the time. Could be he broke up with her already, could be they're still together, or could be they're just writing her off the show. Don't know. We'll find out. But he ends up going monster hunting. Well, Selena Gomez enlists Harper to teach her how to be a better student. Because there's a part where... So Selena Gomez says she wants to be more like her twin brother so that she can compete with him. And Harper is like, oh yeah? Well, I know your twin brother pretty well. I watch him all the time because she's creepy and sexually harasses him. So she goes through with Selena Gomez how Selena Gomez's twin brother learns things. So he has mnemonic devices. They go into his room and learn he has spells in his room that will teach him spells. He has a refrigerator where you have to do a spell in order to open it, blah, 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 blah. So she has resolved herself to do actual studying to become a better wizard. Good for her. This is very uncharacteristic of Selena Gomez, but she's doing it. Meanwhile, her little brother decides, no, I'm going to sabotage his monster hunter. So what he ends up doing is he ends up finding a book on monsters, which was just sitting around in their lair because their dad went over it with the twin brother. Anyway, so he goes through the monster hunting book and uses a spell to make all of the monsters alive in the city. So they have just monsters running around, wreaking havoc. And Selena Gomez's twin brother has like a monster detector and stuff. So he's out there trying to find monsters, and it's like going haywire because monsters are everywhere. Anyway, monsters come and attack him. And they're like fighting him, and they're like wrestling him, and it's like 10-on-1, and he's completely helpless. They're like pulling his shirt, and it's clear that he's been doing some shrugs, so he may get upgraded to twunk soon. But Selena Gomez shows up and saves the day. She like creates a diversion by turning his suitcase into a walking suitcase, and they chase the suitcase, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's happy. She sends them on a train to some other location, which doesn't solve the problem of there being monsters wandering around the city. It just means there are not monsters attacking her twin brother. They're going to attack some little old lady on the subway, and it's going to be just fine because doesn't matter to Selena Gomez. But I think this is going to set forth where this season is going. I think Selena Gomez's twin brother is going to go into monster hunting, and then Selena Gomez is going to be trying to catch up, even though she already beat him in the movie.